I'm Robert Wilkins, host for Citizens in Profile, which has been added to the Auburns Voice production library with Citizens Minutes, Be Informed, and Citizens Brief. Now I want to introduce our Citizen in Profile, Rodney Walker. Hey, Rodney.
Hey, good to see you, Robert.
It's great to see you again.
It's a pleasure to be here today.
I'm glad to have you here in our studio, on our deck. In our we call it production studio. So
yes, sir.
I appreciate it, and it's been nice getting to know you and your wife in the short period.
Yes, sir.
Y'all are really you have you have a lot of great integrity, and I am pleased to know someone of quality as you are.
Well, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that so much. Yes, sir.
Good. Well, now I want to ask you a few questions. I want to know a little bit about your youth.
So I'm 56 years old. So I was born in 1969. I was born in Talladega, Alabama. My youth, I just went to R.O. Young School and then went to Talladega High School, and then later on to Gadsden State in Auburn. Grew up with wonderful parents, and then my grandparents really taught me most. I love to spend the night and stay down at their house, so they taught me the values and taught me about hard work and so forth in my young years.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was a kid, on Sundays, I always would go visit after church. I would get on my bike and I would go see all the neighbors that were cousins and aunts and uncles or great aunts, and they were 80, 90 years old, and the knowledge that I gained, I was just enjoyment that I love. So I understand your part.
Yes, sir. To teach you about hard work and value of having a garden and all that type of thing. Mm-hmm. growing up that way, and in a good Christian environment and so forth. My granny would love to go to church, and I would go to church with her, and of course she'd have that hickory if I got out of line too.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, I always said, if you misbehaved in the community, you'd get a whipping there, and then when you got home, you get another whipping.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's how it was.
Yeah,
too.
It was the only way to do that. So, tell me a little bit about your family and where you're located at.
So I'm married to Stacy, and she's originally from Andalusia. And we live in Clay County, live in between Lineville and Delta on a 3,000-acre cattle farm. We have 750 mama cows. We have 3 sons, Jason and Sean and JD, and they're scattered about, and then 3 grandchildren.
Okay. And how did you got so many other businesses. Tell me a little bit of how they developed, how you got to be an entrepreneur that all of us strive to be, and it's wonderful to have someone that has done that, and just give us a little,
So I'll tell you about those, but it's not in a bragging way. I want you to know It takes a whole lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of really good people, and I have a lot of good people that work for me, and we're all a team. But we have Walker Lands and Cattle, which has been around, since like 1985. And that's where our cattle are. And then we have the Alabama Gooseneck Sales, which sells cattle trailers, and we've been the #1 dealer for 13 years in a row of gooseneck cattle trailers. Hatchet Creek Leasing, which owns some rental buildings and used to own 62 rental spaces, but we trimmed those down a little bit. And Wedowee Quarry, which is a granite aggregate quarry in Randolph County. We also have Patriot Fueling Centers. They have huge American flags up on them, and we're very proud of those convenience stores. And we ship fuel down the pipeline through Patriot Fuels USA.
Oh, cool. It's hard work to me pays off. Sometimes it may not pay off in the financial portion, but it pays off to have that work ethics, work hard, and do whatever that you can do for the community.
Yes, sir. I really want to, I've always done a lot for my community, and I've done it behind the scenes. I'd never really wanted any recognition for it and so forth. But a long time ago, Judge Jim Malone told me that you need to give back. He said you've been successful and you need to give back to your community, and that's what it's all about. And so I've done that across the years by flying the helicopter for the Sheriff's Department, and also being the chairman of the rodeo committee for the Sheriff's Department. I've done a lot of things behind the scenes, and I just want to do more for all the people of the state, because I love this state, and I love everyone in it, and I really want to be able to help people in a larger way.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you some questions about, I love the state of Alabama too. I think it's a marvelous place, because I came here at age 6 from Germany. So,
wow.
So it's cool. I was adopted 5 years old, and then went to a children's home in Selma.
Yes, sir.
And then got adopted again. And it just seems like Alabama has always had that family feeling and so forth. And I'm proud that I ended up not somewhere else, California or somewhere. Alabama is the best, and I've always sold Alabama wherever I was at. I said, they think we were country hicks, and I said, no, that's not us.
No, sir.
I said we may talk a little different, even though back when I first came I had a German accent, so
yes, sir.
I understand all that. But I want to talk a little bit about some to me serious things. One is the lands that we have in Alabama. Are we beginning to lose those lands to foreign investments and
foreign entities? And yes, sir, we are. And people can fact check this on the USDA Foreign Owned Entity website, but we have 2,198,000 acres in the state of Alabama of our agricultural land that belongs to foreign entities. I'm not talking about where Mercedes or Hyundai or other companies are. I'm talking about our our land, our agricultural land that's being bought up by foreign entities. And those include the European Union and the Netherlands and Germany and different countries like that. And it's also sitting on top of our crude oil, and people can check that by visiting the oil and gas website for the state of Alabama. But we don't need foreign entities owning our land in Alabama, and we sure don't need them owning our natural minerals. That's very important that we keep our natural minerals to ourselves.
I agree with you. I don't believe that that's a good way of making our state. I'm not proud of our state when we do that.
Yes, sir. So it also is important for people to know that we're the number 3 state in the whole nation. That's where we rank on foreign-owned entity land, and Texas is number 1. 50 states, Alabama does not need to have so much of our land owned by other countries.
Well, I like being number 3, but not in that.
Yes, sir.
If we were number 3 in education,
yes, sir,
or number 3 in our business environment and so forth, that would be different.
Yes, sir.
Tell me also, I want to talk about one more thing I think is a serious thing, and that's there was a law passed, I believe, at the end of the year dealing with if you have timberland and you want to cut it and make it into cropland.
Yes, sir.
I'm not able to do that now?
No, sir. It's called EUDR. It's the European Union Deforestation Regulation, and people can Google that if they'd like to. But it went into full effect in December of 2025, and what it says is that you can cut your timber as long as you replant it in timber, or it can go in solar farms or house developments or industry, but it cannot be converted from timberland over to agricultural land to grow crops or pasture land. And that's just ridiculous, and that law needs to be repealed. And the European Union does not need to be telling us what that we can do with our land in the nation or the state of Alabama. I'm very much against that, and it was noted in one of the tariff supplements that we was a negligible interest, but still the mills and things have refused that timber, or they can come back and take the money back away from the landowners. And so we need to get that off the books. And right now at this time, there's timber mills that are hurting, and a lot of timber producers are hurting. I think that by removing that law from the books, I think that would help those people and all the jobs that associate with it.
Yeah. Well, I know when I was a kid, summer months I worked at Weyerhaeuser, and I did a lot of double shifts, and back then minimum wage was $165, and I got $365, so I was really proud of that.
Yes, sir.
And then I did time and a half because I did a lot of overtime, and so I was getting $5 or something, and that gave me enough money to go to school.
Yes, sir.
College in Alabama and Auburn. So yeah, I think that's excuse me, it's terrible. And also as a farmer, I cannot believe that, because I farmed until the mid '80s, and I would be so upset that I couldn't clear. I have some land that I would love to clear, and I couldn't clear it and put some crops. I was a big vegetable person.
Well, we do the same thing. I mean, that's the only way that you can grow your pasture land in Clay County, because the timber mills had bought the land up years and years ago. And so I want people to understand that I'm not talking about stripping off timberland. There's a lot of timberland in the state of Alabama. There's, not as much crop land and pasture land. You're not going to hurt anything by converting timberland over to grassland or whatever. And you also got to realize that all these housing projects and all these solar farms that they look at, all these data centers, nobody's wanting to go out on vacant timberland and build those. They want to go out on farmland or pasture land that's already pretty much cleared, and that's where they want to put those. So you take out the agriculture land and put these industries in, and then you force people to not be able to convert land over. I have a perfect example. In Huntsville, Jerry Newby and other farmers grow a lot of cotton and different things. And so if somebody comes and offers them $100,000 an acre for property to put like a distribution center on, I understand them taking that, but then they can't go out and take $2,000 acre land and convert it to row crops or to cotton land without this EUDR coming into effect. And so it leaves people in a very bad plight. And the other thing is that people have to understand that our food doesn't come from the grocery store, it comes from farms, and people forget that.
That's right. Well, I'm sorry I'm staying a little longer on that, but I don't understand how our president and so forth allowed that to happen. I mean, how did it kind of snuck in like they did?
It snuck in, and people didn't really understand what was coming along. But this is not from our president. This is from the previous administration, and that pretty much explains it. Now, this administration and our Congress should take care of this right now, but I vow to certainly take care of it when I'm your next United States Senator. But it snuck in through the back door. Let me tell you what happened is they presented it as it was a rule for Argentina and Brazil, where they was trying to clear off the rainforest, and it was causing erosion and different problems like that, and they was harvesting so much timber and converting the land over or not doing anything with it after that they had harvested the timber. So they took something that they was trying to do good and made a mess out of something else, because how they do things is one rule leads to another. But we've got to get this fixed. The EUDR has got to come off the American law books.
Okay. Well, now I want to talk about the future of Alabama, and I want to talk about all the great things that are happening.
Yes, sir.
Because there's always good things happening in Alabama.
Yes, there is.
As long as I can remember, my 69 years and being here 60, I don't know, whatever, since I was 6, but I think that there's a lot of great things. So tell us a little bit about it.
So Alabama is really booming with so many things. We've got the FBI Center that's coming. We've got the Space Command that's coming. Eli Lilly is building a huge new manufacturing plant up in Huntsville. Handren has just announced their new submarine facility over at Cherokee, Alabama. You've got the Coast Guard facility that's taken over Birmingham Southern University, which is a great thing to train Coast Guard people. You've got Fannie Mae that's coming to Birmingham. You've got a contract from Bureau of Land Management now for 45 years to contract to ship metallurgical coal overseas through the Port of Mobile. The Port of Mobile is growing like crazy, and we're shipping products in and out. There is so many great things that's going on in the state of Alabama, yet that leads to other issues, and one thing is infrastructure, and y'all got to have a person that understands infrastructure and is willing to get out there and fight for new infrastructure projects like widening I-65 and Highway 43 on the west side of the state, and expanding Highway 431 on the east side of the state. We've got to have all these arteries, and then you have to have water supply and sewer. You can't just have manufacturing jobs without having employees and having more vehicles on the road, and it takes as much to maintain something as it does to build a new project. So it's just like having a farm. You've got to maintain it by bush hogging and spraying and keeping your fences up and all that. So you've got to keep your roads up. You got to expand your water supply systems. You got to provide all these things that are coming for new housing developments and so forth.
I remember the 10 Tom waterway when it first came through, and Tom Bevel said he did the biggest pork barrel ever. But it was an exciting thing, because it came down through a corridor. Mississippi and Alabama is the poorest in the country.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm excited that it's more through the generation of businesses than it is, government.
Yes.
But government needs to help in those processes of making sure our roads and everything is appropriate.
And the 10 Tom Waterway is an excellent project connecting the Tennessee River up at Waterloo and Savannah, Georgia, and it brings down and comes all the way down and connects to the Alabama River, where it goes on down. And so then you have the Black Warrior River that comes back up and so forth. We have so many great things, but the 10 Tom is certainly a way to connect North Alabama and connect Tennessee down to the Port of Mobile without having to go to the Mississippi River.
Cool. Well, tell me, before we end up everything, tell me about you running for
United
States Senate, the United States Senate, which is wonderful.
Yes, sir.
And tell me a little bit about, anything you would like to say.
Our campaign, we're working very diligently. Me and Stacy's out on the road every day seeing people, and we're very excited about it. We have overwhelming results from the constituents, our friends and team members. I'd like to ask everybody to please vote for Rodney Walker on May 19th. I encourage you. It's very important that we get out the vote and that you go out and exercise your right to vote on that day. I hope that you'll vote in the Republican primary, and I hope that you'll vote for me. I'd like to tell people that I'm the career businessman. I'm not the career politician. I would like to tell people that we provide a lot of money we invest in our own campaign. If you'd like to give us $25 or whatever, we'll be very happy to take that and use it to the benefit of this campaign. But I just want people to know that it is time for a change. I stand strongly for term limits. I stand for so many issues that you can find on our website at walkerforalabama.com. And I just want people to know, if they want somebody that'll work hard for them and care about every person in the state of Alabama, that I am your candidate.
Good. Well, I appreciate you taking your time out. I know you have a busy schedule, and for you to come here and come to our beautiful studio that we've redesigned. Because
I love the studio with these flowers. It's beautiful.
Good, but nice getting to see you again.
Okay, thank you so much, Robert. Thank you for letting me be here today.
Okay, appreciate it.